You're listening to the John and Heidi Show Bonus Hour. If you miss any of the program, you can find the podcast at the bottom of the page at sunnyradio.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Free Flag Friday. I am going to select a Free Flag Friday winner here in just a second. And then, as soon as we're done with that, we're going to talk with Sue Peters from the American Legion. They've got their pancake breakfast this Sunday. And the American Legion will be joining us at the W.H. Lyon Fairgrounds on the 4th of July for a flag retirement ceremony. So we got a lot of stuff that's all kind of tied together. So they're going to be doing flag retirement, and somebody's going to be getting a brand new flag. Who is that? Well, if you registered at sunnyradio.com, it might be you. And if you didn't register, do that now, and it might be you next week at this time. And our Free Flag Friday winner from Maximum Promotions is John Merrill. Congratulations, sir. John just won a 3x5 American flag from our friends at Maximum Promotions. You can stop in and see them, and I'll get a certificate over to you, John, so you'll be able to go in and prove to them that you are the rightful owner of that new flag. And again, you can also register to win your own 3x5 flag. We do this each Free Flag Friday, and you can do that at sunnyradio.com. Again, huge thank you to our friends at Maximum Promotions on West Avenue under the huge American flag in Sioux Falls. Right up the street from them, you're going to find a place called the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance, and that is the location of a delicious pancake breakfast that happens this Sunday. And on the line right now from the American Legion, Sue Peters. This is something that people look forward to every single month.
Yes, the first Sunday of every month. And people often wonder, but we had it on New Year's Day. We had a great crowd. So just mark your calendars so it pops up on your phone that the first Sunday of every month at the Alliance from 8:30 until noon. And this is the Sioux Falls American Legion post-15 pancake breakfast.
So even when it lands on a holiday weekend, we still have it. It's always the first Sunday of every month.
Correct.
And let's talk about what people get, because when they come there, they make a nice donation to the American Legion, but the money goes to some good things. We'll talk about that in a minute. But what do they get for their money? What kind of food do you have on this pancake breakfast? I'm guessing pancakes, but more too, right?
Oh my gosh. And people tell us they're the best pancakes in town.
They're very good. I agree with that.
Thank you. Eggs, sausage, juice, and coffee.
And what is the investment to get my belly filled with all that yummy food?
Yeah, that's pretty simple, too. It's $8 for adults, and that's for 11 and older. 10 and under is $2.
And the nice thing is, if you'd like to, you can make a donation of more than that. So if you just hand them like a 20 and say, keep the change, that's good too, right?
Oh, you certainly can. There's a donation jar. We do take credit cards, so we tried to make it very simple for people. And people in Sioux Falls and the surrounding area are very generous to veterans.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite things, we've got a friend that every time I post this on Facebook and say, hey, that's coming up this Sunday, he'll reach out to me and say, we doing Pancakes Sunday? And more often than not, the answer is yes, because they are very good pancakes. And it's a great organization. And it's just, you guys make it so simple and so easy. It's like you've done this before.
Oh, just for a few years.
And what time does everything get started this Sunday, and what time do things wrap up?
We serve from 8:30 to noon.
8:30 until noon. It's this Sunday and the first Sunday of every month, holiday or not. So get out and join us. Again, the first Sunday of every month. It's at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance building. And again, there's parking right there, tons of parking. Bring friends, come have fun. And there's typically a bake sale connected to this as well, right?
Oh, gosh, John, I almost forgot about that. The auxiliary has a bake sale with every pancake breakfast, and we have some of the most amazing bakers. There are things that people put their name down and reserve them for the following month.
Oh, yeah.
Come and pick up your sweet treat. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is so good, and it's some of the best stuff. When you go in there, keep in mind, the people that are baking these treats, they're not learning how to do this stuff. They're not watching some video online to do it. They've been doing this for a while. They've got it down. It's perfected. And again, I can understand why some people would say, put me down for these cookies every month. I'll take them every month.
Yeah, we have pies. We have angel food cake from scratch. It's amazing.
It is very, very good. If somebody would like to come out again, it's this Sunday. And let's talk about what time it starts and what time it ends once again.
8:30 until noon.
And again, it's this Sunday and the first Sunday of every month. It's at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance on Russell in Sioux Falls. And Sue, thank you so much for doing what you do, and thank you for taking the time to chat with me about it today.
Thank you, John. The Legion loves it when you help us spread the news.
Well, we love to help. And I'm going to throw a link to make it easy to find at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Give yourself a little credit.
It's more important than ever to have a better credit card. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Give yourself a little credit. Go ahead and switch to bettercreditcards.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday. Excited to have a guest in the studio. I've got Tom Gunlicks joining me. Tom, how are you, sir?
Great. Thanks for having me here.
Get another book, Echoes After Dark, Here Comes the Dawn. Now, how many, is this number 3?
It is.
Book number 3. And I was telling him ahead of time, I met Tom actually from a completely different reason, but I knew him first from Echoes After Dark, the first book, because my son and I were at a bookstore and he was getting some other stuff, and I go, oh, this is from Sioux Falls. And I read this book, and then it was a couple years later, we met you because you were helping us with our puppy dogs. And I didn't even connect the dots until later. I was like, that's how we actually met, is because of the book. So I'm excited to visit with you about this. How long has the book been out?
About 2.5 weeks now.
And it's doing really well, isn't it?
It's not too bad. It's off to a pretty good start. I'd like to see more, though. So,
there you go. Yeah. So if somebody would like to buy it, we're going to tell them how to get it here in a bit. But let's talk about Echoes After Dark, Here Comes the Dawn. What are some of the things people are going to find in this book?
Well, it's based on my 13 years in the bar business here in Sioux Falls. I started off at a place called Night City. Then we did a thing, my nickname was Gunner, and we did a thing called Gunners.
Yeah.
And then I did After 5 downtown. It's where the great outdoor store is now.
Yeah.
And then I went out and helped Opie's. And don't hold this against me, but the last thing I did was Scarlett O'Hara's.
There you go.
I built and opened that. Steve Metley, rest in peace, Steve, asked me to do it. He said, you're the only one that could pull off a gentleman's club. I didn't want to do it, but I did it kind of in cooperation with him, and I didn't hang on to it very long. I sold it to my friend, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much right away. We got it all going, and then I left the bar business.
And now let's talk about what you do now, because I'm just as fascinated with this, and your last book has more to do with what you're currently doing.
This book I just wrote has several more chapters in it of everything I've done since I left the bar business.
Yeah.
I had a family entertainment center. I had Naps, Alabama barbecue. And then I got into, I tell everyone that I haven't seen in a while, just the other day ran into someone, that I've literally gone to the dogs.
Yeah.
I started managing our boarding resort here 23 years ago, and I just retired from that.
Nice.
I've been a dog behaviorist now for 19 years. Will never retire from that.
Yeah.
I enjoy that so much. I just did my 5,550th dog here about 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
And we are going to get a second home out in Kentucky, and I'm going to continue doing dog behavior part-time out in Kentucky and then part-time back here in Sioux Falls. And I'm going to continue to write books, I hope. If this one sells good at all, then I'm going to continue to write books too.
Well, you've got a talent. This is, it's like I said, that's how I met you before I met you, was through the first book. And then you have another book, Over the Rainbow Bridge. Am I saying the name?
Before the Rainbow
Before
Bridge.
the Rainbow Bridge. There we go. I knew it was somewhere
Still
close
available
to that.
on Amazon.
Nice. And that was more to do with the dog side of your life.
Yes, totally. With
But
the
I'm
dogs.
I'm glad that you added some additional chapters to this and kind of extended the story, because there was more to tell, wasn't there?
There always is, it seems in my world, and there definitely was. Most of it that we continue on with, I enjoyed, but not every minute of it did I enjoy. Yeah. In the bar business, I enjoyed a large percentage of it, but not all of it, and it's all documented in there. My opening line is, the following is actual account of factual experiences. I changed the name to protect the guilty. So I protected quite a few people, and I left quite a bit out I probably could have put in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to live in Sioux Falls, so I decided to leave it out. And even with the added chapters, it's kind of that way a little bit too.
I like that. And I remember when I was reading it, and at the time I didn't know you, so I didn't know the nicknames. But you were saying your nickname was Gunner, and you had a place called Gunners, and I remember it was called Shooters in the book. And I remember there was like a Kingdom Bowl, and I'm like, I bet that's Empire Bowl.
Yeah, it was.
So I was able to connect the dots without even.
Do so. It's kind of fun too for them, especially it brings back memories, and then they kind of have to figure it out. And
like, I didn't say it. You guessed that. So
I had one gentleman that just bought a book from him, and he called me up. He said, I don't recognize any of these people or places. I go, well, read the opening line again. And then he called me back. He goes, now I'm starting to get it.
There you go. Yeah,
it's kind of fun for everyone.
No, it is really neat. So now let's talk about it. If people would like to buy the book, Echoes After Dark, Here Comes the Dawn, where do they go to find a copy of this?
If they would like to get an autographed copy from me, they can either private message me on Facebook or they can text me at 605-261-8622. And I prefer a text over a call. I don't have voicemail on that particular phone, only on my work phone.
Yeah.
So 605-261-8622. Text me or PM me on Facebook, and I can give you the instructions on how to get a personally autographed copy mailed right to your door.
Nice.
It's available on Amazon,
Nice.
or it's available downtown at Zambros.
Very cool. And I'll throw a link with the information on the book, and also I'll put that number. So if they want to get an autographed copy, they can get in touch with you. Tom, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Well, thanks for having me again.
Always good to see you.
Good to see you.
And when he was coming in, our dog, Cassie, was barking, and Heidi was pulling away. I'm like, of all the people in the world, I think he can handle this. So
Good dog.
Yeah, she's adorable. She cracks me up, but I think she needs your help. So
Maybe sooner.
I think we're the ones that need your help.
Yep.
All right, Echoes After Dark, Here Comes the Dawn. It's available now. Our guest today has been the author of that book, Tom Gunlicks. I've got a link to all of the information at facebook.com/sunnyradio and facebook.com/Sioux Falls News.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for This Day in Sioux Falls History, brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page and Sunny 93.3. It was on this day, June 30th, 1963, that the grand opening and the dedication of the Great Plains Zoo happened. An effort that really began in the 1880s with Senator R.F. Pettigrew putting exotic animal species on display at different establishments around town. They finally found a permanent home near Sherman Park at the Great Plains Zoo. In the first few decades of business, additions were made, including the Children's Petting Zoo, the Aviary Penguin Rockery, the North American Animal Exhibit, and the Primate Complex, plus many more. C.J. Delbridge donated a large collection of taxidermied animals in 1984 to create the Delbridge Museum of Natural History. Many of these exhibits were from the hunting expeditions of Henry Brockhouse, owner of West Sioux Hardware, where his trophies were displayed free of charge for decades before moving to the zoo. The zoo has doubled its animal population to more than 1,000 in the past 15 years. Renovation of old exhibits and the addition of brand new wonders have led the Great Plains Zoo into an era of renewed local interest and excitement. The Asian cat habitat, Australian outback, Bear Canyon, and the wild dogs of North America are all local favorites, and they're sure to keep people talking and coming back for many years to come. This Day in Sioux Falls History has been brought to you by the Sioux Falls Fun Page at SiouxFallsFunPage.com and Sunny 93.3.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If that's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring your current one. Whether you're a fan of iPhones or Samsung, they both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying. Just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, June 30th, brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Equity markets treaded water this week while traders waited for the May PCE price index to be released. The data is expected to be hot, but it may not matter. The market action suggests the rally could continue with or without a cooler read on inflation, opening up additional risk. The Fed suggests that more than one and even more than two more rate hikes are needed, and that there could be two back-to-back hikes this summer. As always, the earnings outlook will drive the S&P 500 this year. As it is, the market continues to expect a return to growth in the back half. So long as that remains in the picture, the market should be able to claw its way higher. The question is, how high can it go? The Fed is on track to tighten the screws again, possibly leading to more bank failures and the recession hovering on the horizon for the last 12 months. You can get the inside track from Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.
Why did the chicken cross the road? To save money on insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. Do you have the best plan for you? Find out at InsuranceChicken.com. Let's face it, we don't even want insurance. We need it. But you don't need to overpay. Head over to InsuranceChicken.com to see your rates from several different companies. All available in one place at InsuranceChicken.com. The other guys have a gecko, a duck, and an emu. Why not a chicken? InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.